A couple of weeks ago, I did a video where I showed you all the parts and components and everything that I plan to do on what for me is an epic Strat build. Well, today, I'm gonna finally get you part one of that, and we're gonna take a look at the work. Welcome back, I'm Tony, and I've had this Fender Strat for over 24 years, 25 years, something like that. It's a 2000 made it in Mexico Strat, long before all this hullabaloo that's going on with Fender right now, but beside that point. It's a great guitar that for whatever reason, I just didn't play a whole lot, but I wanted to change that. And if you want to see all the components that are gonna go into this guitar, well, you can check out this link that's popping up right here and go watch that video. Today, we're gonna be dealing mostly with the neck for this guitar. I've got a True Temperament neck. It came with the holes drilled for the tuners, but no extra little holes for, you know, any special tuners. And the heel wasn't drilled, so I need a little bit of help with that. And I've never installed a nut on a guitar neck, so that was new for me as well. There'll be at least one more episode where I'll go through all the soldering and all that kind of stuff, and then maybe a full demo video where I play it, because I got to learn a little bit about this neck. Well, let's get right into it. All right, so I'm here with my buddy Jason, and he's already been giving me a few tips about, you got to have the flux, right? It's all about that flux.
It's all about the flux.
Yeah, there's never enough flux in the solder, even if it says it has flux. So I really needed your help for, I don't have a drill press, and I'm a little over my head is really what it comes down to, and I'm not afraid to admit it, and I always reach out. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna get that True Temperament neck seated for this body, so we're gonna drill it. Also, I would like your help to drill, because I've got locking tuners, and I mean, nothing is drilled on that thing except for the tuner holes. And then I've got a Tusq XL neck, nut that we're gonna put on there.
Sounds good.
Now, Jason, I mean, if I look around his shop here, he's been building guitars for a while. You've got a lot of blanks and stuff around here, and you've sold a bunch of guitars right here in the Outer Banks, right?
Correct.
That's really cool, man.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I turned to Jason, because he does know what he's talking about, at least a lot more than me. Right? Well, let's get this guitar taken apart, and we're gonna start working on that neck. Well, this is kind of interesting. I've never actually seen inside this guitar before, but what is that right there? What do we got? Let's get those springs out of there. I want to see what that sticker is.
Go. And the last one is always going to be the problem child. I'll tell you what, let's work this first, because we're going to be setting this up for a new
Vega trim.
Yes. There we go. It's not shaky camber work, it's just the guitar moving. There we go.
Maybe a little bit of both.
4 springs. And it looks like some maker's marks.
All right, that probably means something to the people in the factory. Leaving that there, that's pretty cool.
Nice.
Also, I'm surprised the inside of this cavity is painted as nicely as it is. It's actually painted the same as the rest of the guitar.
Yep, and you can see the color that it used to be, and then it's faded just slightly over time.
Yep. Oh yeah, those are the factory strings. Tells you I never changed the strings on this thing, because as it says right back here, Fender Super Bullets, that it's set up at the factory with Fender Super Bullet strings. Well, I was pretty lazy. All right, so Jason, explain this to me again. This right here is like, it should be popping out of there already. So what happens with that?
So what ends up happening is they're drilling these holes on the net, on the body, the same diameter as what they drill in the neck. So it threads all the way through the body and into the neck, so the neck is never actually sucked down to the body.
Okay.
And so if you misalign the neck, or it's, say the heel is sitting up a little higher than your front part of your neck, it will never actually get sucked down and make a true binding.
Right, true connection for sustain and everything too. So we're gonna fix that.
Yeah, we're gonna fix that.
All right, so we were talking about getting those signatures off the front of it, and well, I've tried alcohol, I've tried a bunch of different things. So at this point, we're gonna try some lighter fluid on there, but we're gonna try it back here. So just in case it does damage the finish, we'll know.
Yep, let's see what we got. No visible markings. I think we're good to go with it. The squeak of cleanliness.
Well, hey, listen, a little bit of relicking wouldn't be so bad anyways, right? Well, let's just do a quick little, let's pull this out of here, because I want to see this neck. All right, so this is the original neck, and I'm sure somebody at the Mexico factory would probably be able to tell you what that means right there. But there is the original neck. Now, we actually played this before we took it apart, and you said this thing was set up pretty darn good from the factory, huh?
Set up really good.
I mean, it even had this factory strings on it.
You feel it?
After all those years? I know when I played it this morning, I was like, dang, this thing, why don't I play this more? Well, we will be. All right, so let's just see how that fits in there. It fits in there pretty nice. It's got a little movement that way, but we'll fix that up. Because those holes were so tight, what Jason's doing now is he's going to put those screws in there so they just barely poke out, so that we can use that to make the marks on the back of this neck so we can get them where we want them.
So now we have it. We can feel each one of those real easy. We're going to set this in here. We're just going to give it make sure it's all lined up nice. And just give it a little bit of a press. And that's it. Now we have 4 spots where we know to drill.
All right, so Jason, you went ahead and measured the original screws with the caliper, and we've got 3.14. So hold that up a little bit higher.
Yeah, sure.
There we go. So we're going to take it to about 3.5 millimeters, right?
Yep, into the neck. So 3.5 millimeters in here, and that way when we clean out these holes, these are going to be biting all the way through and getting every last bit of contact that we possibly can.
So the measurement you took was in between the actual threads of it, correct?
Yes, in between the actual threads is 3.25, 3.14, something along those lines. So 3.5 will give us enough for the post to go through without the threads losing any grip. We're going to want to clean these holes out to something at least bigger than 4.5, I'd say. So probably 4.5 to 5 mil through these holes, 3.5 in the neck.
Okay, so what we're going to do is, instead of taking this to the drill press for this, we just want to ream these. So we're going to use the drill in reverse. We just want the holes to be a little bit bigger than they were so that we can get this neck to be straight. So go ahead and...
Yep, and we want to use the holes that are already there as guides. That's why we're doing it in reverse. We started out with this size, and we're just going one step bigger, and then we're going to go one step bigger again to get it to its final size in reverse. There we go. We haven't actually removed any of the wood.
So we're not cutting, we're just reaming it.
Just reaming it. I mean, that's as simple as it gets, and now we're going to go to the bigger size. And we're going to do it again. And if we did everything correctly...
That's what we're looking for.
That's what we're looking for.
And we want that so that will suck that neck in when we tighten those down, right?
That is correct. And right now, we need to figure out the depth of how deep we're going to drill these holes, and we're going to get that with a set of calipers off of this, which right now should be 17/32, so we'll probably open that up to 9/16 or so. Yeah, 9/16.
So we put a piece of painter's tape on the side of the neck right there.
Yep, and we're going to measure down a 1/2 inch. We're going to mark a 1/2 inch on it. And that's the depth we want to get to. That's the depth we want to get to without going past.
Right.
It'd leave us a lot of room down here, but it's going to have every last bit of what those screws need.
Now, I'm not going to have Jason do all of this. I'm going to have him do 1 or 2 of the holes here, and then I'll jump in there and try it myself.
Yep. First thing is we're going to lower this down until we are right at a 1/2 inch, and then we're going to put this lock on it so we cannot go past it.
Ah, okay.
And there we go. That's where we want to be. And we're going to lock that down. All right, so now, no matter what we do, we cannot drill all the way through this neck.
Yep.
Looking good. And last but not least,
so we have those little marks that we made before, and he's just putting a little circle around them.
Yep, just so we can see them. And yeah. Yep.
I know, right? You're always going to take that breath.
There it is. And
Tickled it real quick. There we go.
there we go.
Hole number 1 is done.
Hole number 1's done. Now, when we do it, we want to make sure that it doesn't rock on us. Because, you know, it does have a bit of a diameter and radius.
That's the diameter.
And so, yeah, we just want to make sure we hold it nice and flat and steady and just keep on kissing it until we're all the way through.
I'll do this front one here.
We want to make sure that the point is nice and lined up.
So we'll bring that down, put that point right in the little hole that we made, right?
Yep.
Just like that.
And it's going to want to push, so you're going to want to make sure you have a decent amount of pressure on these fingers back here.
Got it. All right, so turn it on. Looks like that hole is the same size as those holes, or just about. There we go.
My neck has been drilled!
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put the plate on there and put one of these screws through. That's grabbing, but it's pretty tight, so we probably want to put some wax in there.
Absolutely.
Right? All right, so that looks like it's lined up pretty good, and he's got some wax so that you don't bust off a head on a screw or something, because that is not fun.
You only ever do that once, and then you go online and find out how to fix that issue.
Mm-hmm.
So wax, absolute, all the wax.
We're just going to go ahead and put that right into the wax, right?
Yep.
Good.
I mean, that's a lot of wax.
All right, so we'll take some of that off. Well, you can see it on the body here that they use quite a bit of wax too, so.
Yeah, we've been finding wax in all of these holes.
Which is good. We're glad that they did. Okay.
Yep.
Ah, well, we run into our first problem. This has an overhang that the Strat neck doesn't.
Yep, so we'll have to go in underneath this direction first. And if not, then we can pull the neck back off or loosen it up a little bit. And now that we've cleaned those holes out, we can actually lift this up just a little bit.
Yeah, we probably want to do that.
Yeah, I'm good for that.
All right, so what Jason's going to do right now is, or I can, we've got these things just on here hand tight. These are my Diodario locking tuners. And so what we want to do is make sure, because the holes were not drilled for those small screws. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a straight edge on that. I'm going to turn them all so that they are straight. And there we go.
Gotta love the precision.
All right.
And then we just take...
we want to leave that on there while you do that, right?
No, we're just going to take this and we're going to poke it right through there and we're going to get a hole.
There you go.
And that'll mark where we need to actually drill those out.
There we go.
Excellent.
All right, so we're going to drill those out, get the little screws in there. I just wanted to show you that you do want to do that. You've got to make sure that they're all straight as possible. Straight edge always does the work. All right, so we've got the tuners on here now, and Jason is going to sand that nut down a little bit because it's just a little bit fatter than the slot on the neck here.
Yeah, it's just not quite going in as easy as we would like it to. And now,
there we go.
Yep, she's tight, but
is
it's able to be moved.
Good.
Yeah, and that's looking really nice.
Right?
Feel this side, feel that side. We're pretty much in the center.
Yeah.
Check her out.
Yeah, and surprisingly, it looks like it's already the right height and everything.
Good possibility.
Good possibility. So we're going to check that. All right, so what he's going to use to check that nut height is a half of a pencil.
We just set it down on here like this, and we just give it a little bit of one of those numbers, and that'll give us a nice perfect clear line from the top of the fret to the nut.
And we'll go ahead and stop right there. I did get it strung up, and I did get everything installed on it. I mean, it turned out, oh man, this thing is nice. Really, really loving this guitar. But I have one more thing that I need to do as far as the neck goes. I need to put some string trees on here, string retainers. So maybe you could give me some advice down in the comments. Let me know if you have any special techniques for measuring where they go, which ones you prefer, that type of thing. Yeah, let me know down there. But yeah, we'll get a full video on this thing when I'm completely done with it. But the next one, we'll be talking about soldering. And I did some rudimentary soldering as a teenager, but never on my guitars. And I was like, oh, I wouldn't do that. But I'm fully confident now that I can do it. And this guitar was all about it. My friend Jason helping me out. So I really do appreciate that, Jason. I do. Yeah, man, really excited about this. By the way, he makes some really nice guitars. And I don't know if he's not doing them as a mass type thing anymore. But if there's a certain idea that you want or something like that, I'll get you connected with him. Maybe I'll put a link down in the description here for his social media or something like that. Super nice guy. And the guitar he built for his wife, she does worship music at her church, is amazing. I was like, you made this? Wow. So yeah, I did want to point out that one of the reasons why it's good to have those screws so that they are not actually screwing into the wood of the body and the neck is that, well, you might want to loosen them up and get that neck exactly straight and then tighten them back down. It just makes everything a lot easier. And I did have to do that with this, but everything is aligned perfectly. The only real tricky thing with this pickguard was that, well, you had to put the neck on after you put the pickguard on there because this ledge actually extends further than the original neck did. And as far as the Vega trim goes, you know, I do have three install videos on how to install a Vega trim. So if you'd like to go watch those, I'll put some links down in the description for that as well. And when I get everything done and I fully understand the neck, then we'll do a demo video. How about that? Well, listen, I want to thank you so much for your support here on the channel. Likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, very important to my channel. So if you like what you see, hit that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, there's a red subscribe button down there and notification bell. If you click both of those, you'll get notifications when I upload new videos. If you have any other recommendations for this guitar, I'd love to hear those. In particular, the string trees or string retainer for up here. So let me know if you've got any special techniques on where to place those and which ones are your favorites. That would be great. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. We'll catch you next time on the Vapor Trail channel.